Welcome to today's video where we're checking out this turtle travel pillow. So I had 2 red-eye trips planned, and I was shopping around looking at a bunch of different options, and this pillow caught my eye. And the reason I ended up picking this over all the other options is I was really curious about how this support system worked versus a cushioned pillow. It obviously packs down super small, and I like that it was closed in the front versus the other ones that are kind of a U shape around your neck. So the biggest selling point with this one was how thin it is. It packs down so small and is so easy to travel with. And my wife ended up getting a more traditional pillow. This one, it is still nicer than your normal ones, but I was really interested to see how they would compare. So we put them to use. So these standard neck pillows can be a little awkward when they clip to your bag, just kind of flopping around while you're rolling around the airport, or wearing it around your neck in the airport can be a little awkward and just taking up space, as well as this is a much thicker profile, so you know that's a big chunk of your bag, even though it does squish a bit. So that's why I was really excited to try this one overall, is how thin it is, how easy it is to pack. And I think calling this a pillow is a little bit of a stretch just with how thin it is. It does have a small layer of padding in here, but it's maybe at most ½ inch, probably closer to a ½ inch thick. What makes this so unique is its flexible frame. It can bend quite a lot under pressure, but it always just pops right back to its original form. And one thing with this is you can remove the frame so you can wash this fabric. Now I will be transparent, one of the flights was super warm, and having this wrapped around, you're gonna get warm. It's basically a scarf. So you might get sweaty on here just depending of the temperature in your plane. So I like that they made it possible to wash. And now come the downsides to this. It is nowhere near as convenient as just wrapping a normal pillow around your neck. This one is so long, you're at least wrapping the material once all the way around your neck. The next biggest downside is the Velcro. It is a pretty decent strength Velcro, but it is so loud to use. And the whole purpose of this when you're using it is to sleep on an airplane, and I'm guessing other people are trying to sleep too. Now most people do have headphones on, luckily, but I was very self-conscious ripping this Velcro on the plane, especially on the red eyes. It's just more quiet, it's dim, and this is loud Velcro. Let's see if this will give you an idea. So it's just your standard Velcro tear, which again, might not come across in this, but when you're in the moment, it is so much louder. And the last downside on this is that it can only support you on one side or the other. Unlike a normal pillow, you can kind of lean. And I suppose you could just grab it and move it, just depending on how tight you've got it secured around your neck. Because for me, I felt like I needed it pretty tight to feel secure on there and to feel comfortable, like it wasn't gonna slip. Definitely some cons to this. In my mind, this thing is basically right down the middle between the pros and cons, but I'd love to hear your thoughts down below. And I would maybe classify this as a luxury item, with it being $60. Now I know you can spend up to hundreds on a good pillow, but your typical travel pillow, just the basic ones, usually run about $20. So is it worth triple the cost? To me, I think the price is a bit too high, but ultimately, that's gonna be up to you. I asked one of our flight attendants if they'd seen this sort of pillow before, and they said yes, they had. They'd seen every kind. I did ask if they wanted to be on the video, but they weren't super comfortable with that, so we just chatted for a minute, but they said the most unique ones they've seen, maybe you've seen it online, I think it was on like Shark Tank years ago, but it's kind of that big squid looking one that your entire head goes in, and then you shove your arms in the top. They said that one always gets a lot of reaction, but they do see them. But those ones are even more expensive than this, so you can just shop around and there's all sorts of options out there. And just a quick rundown on this one. It is a little nicer than the typical ones you get. It's kind of a multi-leveled cushion. It's a bit thicker, I feel like. It's a nicer memory foam than you typically get. I did enjoy using this one. When you do put this one on though, it kind of squishes your cheeks a bit and makes you look a little bit like a chipmunk, if that's your style. But if you want to see more about either of these, I'll make sure to link them down below and you can check them out. And don't worry, I wasn't biased in my travels. I went to the East Coast and West Coast. Other than that, thanks for watching and safe travels to you.